Hello everyone, hope everyone is doing well. The last video that I posted maybe back 4 or 5 days ago, it was a little different because it had to do with presuppositional apologetics in general, okay, rather than specifically a Darth Dawkins video. And I want to do more of these, and so this is my second one. And this is kind of like a challenge to any presuppositional apologetics. So what this video is going to show, I'm going to show 3 clips. And here is the challenge that I would like for any presuppositional apologist to try to explain. I would like some type of a rational explanation or some type of a logical breakdown or a logical explanation. I do not want anyone to rabbit trail, so to speak, or to ask me questions. I want an explanation. That's all I want to see. So if I receive anything other than that, probably I will not even address it. Okay, so now I'm going to show these 3 clips. And remember now, keep in mind that in this video, I am not saying anything about my worldview. I'm not giving any context about my worldview. Now, I will say that, and I did say this in my last video, that I had in my YouTube back office, I guess you could call it, I have already, during the last 4+ years, I have created 1,400 and I believe 7 videos. So this will be my 1,408th video. So I think that's a pretty good, I guess you could call it, context. If that's not enough context, I don't know what is. I've been at this for 4+ years, and I've spent thousands of hours either looking at videos, doing research, and I think that would count as enough context. All right. So anyway, here are the 3 clips that I'm going to explain. And remember, I'm going to break this down. I'll break down each one as I go. These are 3 clips which are quotes from Darth Dawkins. But remember, this video is not specifically a Darth Dawkins video. In general, it's for any presupper. I want any presupper to try to give me an explanation. So here is the first clip.
Everything, for all of the laws of nature and whatnot, then why can God be the only thing for that? Why couldn't it be anything else?
Why? Because God is a necessary being, okay? Because God is not a contingent being. God is not something that begins to exist. God is not something that is derivative. God is the only thing that is absolute and ultimate. Nothing else is.
Okay, so you heard him say, as he was describing this God, one of the things that he mentioned is that this God is not contingent and is the only thing that is absolute. Okay, now I'm going to let you hear the second clip.
God is the eternal mind. God is an eternal, incorporeal mind that is self-identical. And he cannot lie, and he cannot think or be what he is not. So God's mind is actually the laws of logic.
Darwin's, what is logic?
would say that actual logic would be the mind of God. You have to start with it is the case that the laws of logic are absolute and universal.
You heard a couple things there. You heard A, God's mind is actually the laws of logic. And you also heard that actual logic would be the mind of God. And thirdly, you heard that the laws of logic are absolute. Okay, now let's listen to a little bit more.
To the Christian worldview that all wisdom and insight and reasoning and logic is derivative and contingent upon the creator of the universe. Do you agree with that, David?
If you reject the Christian God as being the necessary cause and that everything is contingent upon him, including logic and reason, then everything is absurd.
All right, so actually that was a couple clips, but you heard him say that all reason and logic is contingent upon God. Okay? Okay, so now with that, here is my question or questions. There may be a couple different ways that I could put this, but I'm going to try my best. My question would be, how did we go from a God that was described as being the only thing that is absolute, non-contingent, and non-derivative? How did we go from there to describing that actual logic would be the mind of God, and that God's mind is actually the laws of logic, and also that the laws of logic are absolute, even though he also said that this same God is the only thing that is absolute. And he also says that supposedly the mind of this God, the same God which he describes as the laws of logic or logic, he says that both are contingent and they are derivative of God. Okay, so in closing, another way I could just put this was, how do we go from A to B to C? Where is the continuity between A, B, and C? That is what I would like a presupper to explain to me in a logical or a coherent manner. Okay? So I hope I will receive some type of a rational, logical reply to this. Please let me know if you are a presupper. I welcome and I challenge any presupper to answer this question based on what you have just seen. Thank you. Please hit the like button and please subscribe.
From a biblical, I'm only going to give you the biblical perspective.
I want your perspective. I don't.
I'm
really
giving you my perspective is the biblical perspective.
Okay.
Because the message of Christianity, as it is spoken by me, the denial of which leads to incoherence. I believe, and by the way, I'm sure you're aware that I only defend Christian theism. In Christian theism,
listen to me carefully. The reason why I have to be so assertive is because I have this teenage mentality. Listen carefully.